There's one thing I love reviewing here on the channel, which is webcams. You guessed it, that's right. Because I love to try to find the balance between price, video quality, audio quality, and travelability. I want to be able to just put it on my monitor or put it on my laptop or throw it in my bag, take it anywhere with me. And I don't want to feel bad if something happens to it. But I also want the quality to be pretty decent as well, better than my laptop camera. Well, my good friends over at BenQ sent me this thing, the ideaCam S1 Pro. It is very interesting, has a different ideas, and has some cool attachments like this thing. Whoa, we're going to talk about today, and an entire remote, which is also pretty neat. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, let's get into it. So this is the Pro version of this. Now you get all these different modes like I talked about earlier. The most important part is that 8 megapixel Sony sensor. You do get, of course, you get a bunch of documentation, a little foam, but this is the thing I'm really excited about in the Pro version is you get this little remote, and of course you get everything that you need. So this will sit on your desk and you can use it, and we'll get into the review there later. Now, one thing that you will need is a USB port on your computer to put it in, which I'm always short on. You also get a really nice dock. This is what you're going to put the camera on. It's really, really hefty and really, really secure. So that is not going to move if you rotate the camera. Now here you get a nice long braided USB cable, and you get some buttons on top, and it's really nice. And you get this little webcam cover as well. It's magnetic, so it snaps right in. And you get this little lens too. So this is really nice. So let's go ahead and see what else we have here. We have a little light button as well. And we can just peel this off. That's very satisfying. I love it. So again, this sort of snaps right on. That's a nice little feature there. Now beyond that, you're going to, again, put this on. This actually snaps right in. It's like a little magnetic thing that's in there. And again, the webcam cover just snaps right on, which is nice too. So lots of magnets happening, which I think is cool. And it rotates all the way down right from this little thing. So that is awesome. Now beyond that, you get this little magnifier for 15x zoom. And again, this sort of just snaps right on there. So you're not really going to be able to mess that up at all. And then you can go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, now before we dive into actually taking a look at a video quality and audio quality of the ideaCam, I want to talk about just the website and some of the features that they're talking about. Because as you saw, there's some nice attachments that we have on it. The idea here is like visualize, share, convey your ideas. It's supposed to be a webcam, a document camera, and a lot more. So that's the idea. It's detachable, it's flip aroundable, and it's a whole kind of cool in that regard. Now, one thing that I do like is that there's this zoomability aspect of it. So if you are, for example, needing to zoom in on documents or some prototype, you can do that. And actually, that's what we sort of see is like what they're showing here is that you might want to use this even with a dual camera setup. You might want to use this as a document cam or maybe showing off a product. So that's sort of interesting. And what I like here is that there's a lot of different features, and this is what they're showing, right? You can actually have multiple cameras set up. You might have one flipped to your desktop. You might have one that's zoomed in on one aspect of it, and it comes in 2 different models. The Pro comes with this little thing here that I have in my hand that we're going to talk about, which is a remote control, and everything else comes with the same exact camera. So this is here. It's $187 or $209. Prices vary as well. But let's go ahead and flip into it. Now, the first thing that I'm going to show you is my webcam. I use a Canon M50 Mark II. I got it off of Craigslist for $400, and I have a fixed lens on here. So that is why I have this nice blurry background because of the focal point that's there. You get this nice little thing here. All right, let's pop over to the BenQ. Oh, there it is. Okay, perfect. So this is the BenQ. You can see it here. And one thing to note is that there is no blurry background, right? If I zoom in like this, that's cool. If I hold this out here or if I hold it in, it is going to try to go ahead and autofocus in on that specific area. You can see it kind of autofocus as well. There we go. Perfect. As it goes in. Now, obviously my Canon will try to do that, but right now I have a manual lens. So when I record normal videos, I kind of have to hold things up, right? So if I go back to my other camera here, what we can see is that if I hold this up, it's a manual focus. So I do have some other ones back over here, my other lenses that are going to do that. But this one, obviously with the manual, gets that nice blurry background when I'm recording YouTube videos. Now here, that's pretty nice. And that's my camera. All right. But the question is, do we notice any difference between this and my favorite camera that I currently have in a webcam at a budget that I've reviewed, which is the Anker C200. Here it is. There's the C200, which also kind of obviously does autofocus and all that goodness as well. Let's flip back over to the BenQ. There we go. Pretty neat. All right. Now let's see all of them together. All right, here's all of them, and you can try to figure out which one's which as I'm talking, right? So if we go ahead first down over here, we can obviously clearly see that this one back here, that's my Canon M50, all right. We go right here, this one is the BenQ, and then this one here is gonna be my anchor. Now, these are the default settings that we have on this camera, and of course, even on my Canon camera. So there's gonna be some differences as far as what their predefined are. Right now, this wall behind me is like pure white, technically, here, and I have some different lights coming down too. That's going to give me some sort of tone, obviously, but we can see that there's a little bit more red over here in the that's similar to my Canon camera in the BenQ, and then this one here, my anchor, is a little bit more I would say smooth tone, I would say, to it. It's not as not picking up as much of maybe the light that's coming in off of it, or it's like more pure white, whatever their white balance is. That's of interest. Okay, now let's do an audio test over here, because I am using my nice microphone, which is a Blue Spark microphone. Of course, I have links down in the show notes as well. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off, and we're gonna flip over to the Anchor microphone next, which is built into this thing. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, this is going to be my Anchor one here. Now, inside of OBS, I have a limiter and a noise suppression on here on all three of them. So they're all three the same settings, but this is going to be the Anchor one. And of course, this is a webcam microphone. So the idea is that, you know, it's a webcam. It's going to only be so good. And then this is a $50 camera compared to a $180 camera. Now, in the ideaCam, there is supposed to be a built-in AI noise canceling, ensuring background clarity, things like that. Let's go ahead and flip over to that. All right, here we go. This one finally is the ideaCam audio. Let's do it all one more time. Here's the ideaCam. This is me talking. Hi, my name is James Montemagno. This one here is going to be my Blue microphone down here. Hi, I'm James Montemagno. And finally, this is going to be the Anchor. Hi, I'm James Montemagno. And final time, back to the ideaCam S1 Pro. There's all of them in a row. Now I'm going to flip back over to my good actual podcasting microphone for the rest of this thing. All right, perfect. There we go. All right, now one little interesting thing, if I go over to my BenQ again, is that there's some other modes in here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put an overlay. I'm going to take a video of my iPhone looking up over here, and we're going to put that on the screen. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to tilt it down. There we go. I'm sitting down over here. And I want you to notice what just happened right there, right? The ideaCam went in and actually changed it. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, we can see that the ideaCam, just like this, is going to rotate it. So it goes up. There's me sitting down. Whoa. Oh, and it flips it. You see how it flipped it, basically rotated automatically for you? And that's a built-in feature as you rotate it down, which is pretty neat. Not bad. So that is really, really cool. I like that, especially if you're doing demos or doing other things like that. And you can see this right here. This is the little camera that's coming built in here. That's cool. All right, so that is one neat feature that's built in automatically. I do like that. Additionally, there's some buttons on top. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's actually a little light. So there's actually a light built into this. That's kind of cool. So let me go ahead and do that there. And there's also a freeze frame. Now, this only works on I think when you're using the software, there's a freeze frame button, but there's two buttons on top, and one's the light and one's the other one. Now, I don't know if you're actually ever going to use the light. You have to be pretty close up in a dark environment, but if you are, then that's going to be pretty cool for you, because it is kind of like a little ring light built right in to the camera. Now, the other thing I talked about was this little attachment. This is a magnifying glass attachment. And this is neat. So for example, let's say we want to take a look at some of the icons and things on the actual remote control. What would that look like? Well, let's take a look over here. And I'm going to go ahead and take it off, and then we are going to zoom in on it. So what I'm going to do to make this really easy for you to see is I'm going to rotate down my camera on my iPhone and then kind of overlay that so you can see what's happening here with this. Okay, so you can hopefully see me holding this here, and you can see it's, trying to zoom in the most it can. And as you get closer and closer to the specific icons, they're going to kind of get blurry, right? You can only get so close to it. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this right here, just like that. And now I can actually put it directly on it. And look at how you can even see fuzz basically on top of this thing, which is wild. inside the little crevices as you move this around. So this is cool if you're doing like little circuits or doing things like that. I can put this on my insignia pad. I mean, you're getting really, really close into it, right? So that is wild. Little tiny specks of, you see little tiny specks of dust in this thing compared to if you took this off, you cannot get close, right? So if you put this back on, it's going to be blurry, but when you get really close, it's going to really magnify into this thing, which is absolutely wild. When I opened up this device, I was really excited because it came with this really cool remote. This remote has snapshot button. It has a little rotating cusp here that enables you to zoom in and out. There's a freeze. There's a microphone button. I was really excited about it because I was like, wow, this is something I'd really like to have directly on my desk. And then I found out that it only works with their software, Enspire, which is good and bad. It's kind of how they want you to use it, but I want to use it, my webcam as a webcam and not in the browser on the desktop inside of an app and then share that app. But there are some nice features built into this if you are using it as a document viewer type of functionality and sharing it as sort of a screen in a way. So let's go ahead and hop over to my desktop and take a look. So here's the Enspire software page, and this is where they tell you to go, and you actually have to sign up for an account, but it shows you and tells you a little bit about it. It tells you about PIP and split screen and different corners and different things and all sorts of different stuff, right? You can actually kind of really customize it, and you can distort things. It's a full application basically for doing video stuff, which is nice. And you can also install it directly onto the PC, which is nice. And it shows you the features that are on here and some of the different things. And it seems like they're adding new features all the time. So that's cool. So when you do go here, you're going to go up and you're going to tap on the launch Enspire, which will bring you here. So, whoa, I'm here. Now, I got to say that actually there's some lag for me in the browser version of it. And I'm not sure if that's because, I'm in high quality mode. If I switch to portrait mode, it kind of is the same for me. I think it's like 1080p instead of super high res. I don't know how this is working. Is my camera getting sent up and then back down? Not really positive. But specifically, there's a lot of nice features inside of here that you can use. So you can obviously take screenshots. That's kind of cool. And it'll download that screenshot right away. There's a little freeze button that will freeze you automatically, which is kind of cool. And then these other things over here like zoom. So you can actually zoom in. Whoa. You can rotate. And so you can say, oh, I want to rotate this all over the place if you want to. You can flip vertically, flip horizontally. You have a lot of control. You have these keystones, you have rulers. So if you're doing that stuff, it's really nice. And you can set your sources. You have image settings in here. And this is where you can adjust your white balance, all these different things inside of here. So there's a lot of different settings specifically here. You can add filters. So if you wanted a portrait filter, you could add that here. Street, gloomy, I guess, pink, blue. I don't know why you would use any of these, but I guess, wow, that's cool. So there are some nice things and filters built in if you needed this stuff. Let's just go to none. Let's go to basic filter. That's kind of cool. But they're built in. That's really, really nice. Now, there's also these modes that you can use, such as auto. So auto or manual focus down over here. So if I tap on manual focus, for example, and if I was to hold this back up here, we could go ahead and adjust the focus of it however you want. Again, you can see that I'm having some lag basically inside the browser version of it. So I really couldn't get this to work all that great, as you can clearly see by this not doing good. And I don't think it's a PC problem, to be honest with you. It's something going on there. That being said, what's nice is that you can actually use this. I'm going to overlay this here. There we go. Whoop. So I'm going to go ahead and overlay this on the screen. And what I'll show you is that I can rotate this. Here we go. And it's going to automatically zoom in for me as I rotate this. That's pretty nice. I can also then switch this and I can hit the mute button. We see on the bottom right, it mutes me. If I go over here and freeze, it's going to freeze. So it's going to communicate that way and even take a screenshot there. So that's really, really cool. So we can see that screenshot come up there. So just some basic functionality. You can have it focus again on you, whatever you want, or you can again zoom in general, which is kind of cool. Now I mentioned though that there is software on the desktop. So let's go ahead and check that out because I did install it here. So I'm going to just go ahead and open the Enspire software directly on the desktop. And this is how I would use it. So let's go ahead and launch it up. Okay, now additionally, you can just install the Enspire software. And as you can see, it's way, way better. It's way smoother for me than using the browser. And I'm a native app developer anyway, so I love native apps. And there's a lot of great functionality built in here. So you get the freeze, you get the mute, you get the auto, you get the camera, you can do videos, you can do QR scanning, notes and rulers and rotations, and you can do all the same stuff basically is what I'm saying at the end of the day inside of here. So that's kind of nice that we have there. And then of course, as we can see, if I go ahead and show you this again, it also will zoom in, right? So I think it's actually super butter smooth here. It'll zoom in, it'll take a screenshot, which is going to save it to my folder, which is nice, freeze it, mute it, things like that automatically. So in that case, it's really nice. And of course, you can then also put this into the manual mode. So again, if I hold that up, let me go ahead and hold this puppy up here. Let me go ahead and show you, because this will be a lot smoother than the browser. Here I can show you that you can actually really finely tune that. So if I put this up here, you're really gonna be able to dial that in if you want, or again, just put it in auto mode and it'll figure it out automatically for you. But I do love being able to just like rotate that just like that, and it zooms in for me if you really zoom in. Anyways, that's pretty cool. Oh, there we go. So the real question is, would I use this software in general to do this? And the answer is, I don't know. I think if I was doing document viewing or doing something else, then maybe, but I'm not going to use it for my daily webcam. I will say, I think I'm going to probably change to this one as my main webcam. I think the video is a little bit crisper. The audio is a little bit better on it. And I do like the ability to kind of take it off easily and move it around. And then that nice dock is always there. I do really wish that this would work 100% with it, but it doesn't. So that's a little bit of a bummer. And you'd have to use the software. But if I was doing a presentation where I was zooming in, I guess that'd be good. All right, let's go ahead and wrap it up. All right, that is the BenQ Idea S1 Pro. It's a pretty cool device in general. For the price and balance, the question is, are you getting a better webcam for the value versus maybe upgrading to a used DSLR, for example? It depends on your use case. The one thing that I think is the benefit is that rotation of the camera, the autofocus, the manual focus. You do have a lot of control if you are going to use it for that type of document viewing. Maybe you're doing hardware development, then I think that this is a nice camera. Or you want to use it as a secondary camera because you want to show your desktop and you want to have it rotated down. Does that warrant the price? That is the thing to figure out in your mind if it warrants it 100%. BenQ did send this to me for free, but this is not a paid review at all. I've gone ahead and this is my review. This is how I do it. This is how I do my videos at all. But I do appreciate them sending me the device to test it out because I do love testing webcams. Let me know what you think. I will put links in the show notes below to Amazon so you can find everything, and to the BenQ websites. And then finally, of course, I'll use the YouTube product thingy if you want to buy it as well for any of the devices there. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this overview of the ideaCam. I haven't seen very many out there. I think it's a neat device. And again, I love this thing. BenQ, just make it work without the software and it would be so much amazing. All right, well, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and jam that subscribe button. Until next time, thanks for watching.